Good morning everybody. Welcome to my channel. How are you? Hope you are fine there. And today we are going to learn about transformation of the sentences. As you all of you know that in my previous class I have introduced the transformation of simple, compound and complex. Understand? I have explained the rules in my previous class. And once more I will recall. As you all of you know that what is a simple sentence? Simple sentence means the sentence which has one clause, one or more phrase. That is a simple sentence. And what is compound? Compound sentence. The sentence which has one main clause and one or more coordinate clause. Understand? One main clause and one or more coordinate clause is known as compound sentence. And whereas complex sentence, what is complex? A sentence which has one main clause with one or more subordinate clause. One or more subordinate clause. That is known as complex sentence. And you see, when we come to the compound sentence, we have two independent sentences. We join the two independent sentences with the help of coordinate conjunction. And when we come to the complex, we have one independent clause and one is dependent clause. Dependent clause is nothing but it is subordinate clause. Independent clause is nothing but it is main clause in complex sentence. Now, today we are going to learn about noun clause. How to identify the noun clause. Let us see how to identify the noun clause. Here you see, he admitted his guilt. He admitted. He is subject, admitted is verb. Okay? He admitted his guilt. Now this is a simple sentence. The sentence which contain subject and verb or subject or predicate. That is known as simple sentence. Now we have to change this into compound sentence. How do we change this into compound? He was guilty. He was guilty and he admitted it. Understand? He was guilty. You see, he was guilty. There is a sense, there is a meaning in this line. He admitted it also. It is also a meaningful sentence. But now we join these two sentences with the help of the coordinate conjunction. So this is known as and he admitted it. We join these sentences with the help of coordinate conjunction. So this is known as coordinate clause. Coordinate clause. And this is he was guilty. This is main clause. This is main clause. And next is, how do we change this into complex sentence? He admitted. When you want to find out if you want the clue for noun clause, you ask the verb. He admitted what? He admitted what? He admitted. So you ask this verb what? You question what to verb. When you ask what to the verb, we get he admitted that he was guilty. Understand? That he was guilty. He admitted what? You ask what to the verb. And when you ask what, we get that he was guilty. That is a subordinate conjunction. So this is known as subordinate clause. Subordinate clause is nothing but it is dependent clause. And this is he admitted. This is the main clause. This is main clause. He admitted one subject and one verb, isn't it? So he admitted that he was guilty. Understand? Now when you ask a question, when you question to the verb, you will get the answer. For example, do you know what? What do you know? Do you know what time is it? See, do you know what? What time is it? The teacher checked. What? What she checked? The teacher checked whether the answers were correct. Like that. When you ask a question, when you put a question to the verb, then you will get the answer. That is in that way you can find out which is noun clause. And you can use in noun clause, we use that, what, who, whom, whomever, whoever, whether, which, whichever, how and who. These all words we use. How, what, that, whatever, when, where, whether, who, whoever, whom, whomever. Why? We use these in subordinate clause. We use these words in subordinate clause to write a complex sentence. Understand? Now next let us see. People believe in his honest. People believe. What? What they believe? This is the question in simple sentence to get the complex sentence. Now let us see. People believe in his honest. So he is honest, and so people believe him. Understand? He is honest. He is honest is main clause, that is independent clause. People believe him also. He is honest. He is honest, main clause, independent clause. People believe him also, independent clause. It has its own meaning. But we are joining these two sentences with the help of coordinate conjunction and so. And so people believe him. This is coordinate clause. Coordinate clause. And how do we change this compound into complex? People believe. You ask what? People believe what? You ask this verb. You put a question to the verb. People believe what? That he is honest. That he is honest. See, we get the answer. People believe what? That he is honest. So, people believe is main clause. That he is honest is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause is nothing but it is a dependent clause. Okay? It's a dependent clause. That he is honest. That he is honest means you are waiting for me to complete the sentence, isn't it? It does not give a full meaning. That he is honest means what? People believe that he is honest. Okay? This is the other type. Okay? This is the other type. When we use these people and or we use any of these words, we use any of these words in noun clause. That is the rule of the noun clause. And now next is, I asked him his name. I asked him his name. So here I asked. I is a subject, asked is a verb. Okay, I is a subject and that is the predicate. Okay, now next change it into compound. So what do we need to change into compound? I want to know. I asked him his name. So I want to know what? I want to know his name and I asked him. See, there are two independent clauses in compound. I want to know his name. I want to know his name. This is independent main clause. That is independent clause. I asked him also independent clause. But here when we join and I asked him, that's why this is coordinate. As we use coordinate conjunction, we say this as coordinate clause. Okay, we join these two independent clause with the help of coordinate conjunction in compound sentence. Though we have two independent clause, we need to join these two independent clause with the help of with the help of conjunction, coordinate conjunction. So this is known as coordinate clause and this is main clause. Okay, now let us change it into complex. I asked. What you asked? What you asked? I asked him what his name was. What his name was. Did you get the point? I asked. When you put a question to this verb, it is verb. Asked is a verb. So you put a question. You ask him what? I asked what? I asked him what his name was. What his name was. Okay. I asked him. This is independent. This is main clause. Okay. What his name was. This is subordinate clause. That is dependent clause. Okay. These are the noun clause. Okay. For noun clause, you need to use any one of these words. With the help of these words, you can form a noun clause. Noun clause is nothing but it is a subordinate clause. Noun clause is nothing but it is a subordinate clause. Hope you understood. Thank you for watching my video. Go on practicing more and more for this unit. You need lot of practice for this unit. Hope you will practice. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next class.